Hey guys, welcome aboard if you're brand new, welcome back if you're not, welcome home if that sits perfectly for you. Today we want to talk about what's up this week in terms of astrology, energy, and all those things. This week starts from the 9th of December through the 15th, 2024. Fascinating stuff. This week starts with the Pisces moon for half a minute. We conjunct Neptune overnight, and then the moon moves into Aries in the morning. And that Aries moon is going to sextile Pluto and Venus, and then trine both Mars and retrograding Mercury, along with conjuncting the North Node. So on Monday, old memories might pop in. It might seem a little bit random, but if you can recognize these as the way showers that they are, as opposed to things that are designed to anchor you, right? They're here to show you something that you might have missed with their first pass. So if you can pay attention to the lesson, right, as opposed to the situation, and welcome them as kind of part of your friends and family, right, as opposed to witnessing them in opposition or resistance, you will really be able to garner that lesson as opposed to kind of increasing the gravity of that experience. And that allows you to move forward in a much lighter and more positive sort of way. And remember, positive is just a label. We're just talking about how you take it for you. On the 10th, which is Tuesday, that Aries moon sextiles Jupiter. The sun in Sagittarius trines Chiron. The moon conjuncts Chiron and then trines the sun. So on Tuesday, the new narrative can really start to feel more natural instantly today, right? So be open to that sense of instant shift. Remember that the only thing you're carrying from your history is the stuff that you choose to carry. So that change can absolutely happen in an instant. Allow yourself to be the most fluid and dynamic from the inside out, right? This is how transformation happens. So just be in awareness that that's possible for you, and it is possible for you. Sorry, I'm throwing things. On Wednesday, the 11th, the moon moves into Taurus early in the morning, and then that Taurus moon squares Pluto, Venus, and Mars, and then quincunxes Mercury. So you might experience feeling kind of being ground to a halt on Wednesday. It might be a pervasive experience. Consider it's Pluto and Jupiter, or Pluto and Venus and Mars all squaring that moon. So remind yourself that you are dynamic, right? That was a lesson we came away with on Tuesday, and that you're choosing your perspective in every single moment, right? So even if you feel like you're ground to a halt, only you can determine whether or not that is true or whether it's just what you're experiencing in that moment. On Thursday, the 12th, Venus in Aquarius opposes Mars in Leo. And that Taurus moon is going to quincunx then Saturn and the Sagittarius sun. So mind your engagement on Thursday. Just as you choose how you're going to square up in life, you also choose how you square up to your inner challenges. So the fact of the matter is that both absolutely matter greatly. In terms of how you get stuff done, that capacity might fall short of what you believe it should be, right? So remember that when we're talking about shoulda, coulda, wouldas, we get to make those choices, and we can only be in the midst of what is right? We can't attend to anything that shoulda, coulda, woulda. We can only deal with where we are, what we're doing, what we're choosing in any given moment. Anything else takes us out of presence, and that is going to create that static, right? Uncomfortable. On Friday, the 13th, Mercury in retrograde in Sagittarius will sextile Venus overnight, and then the moon will conjunct Uranus. The moon will also sextile Neptune, and then just before lunch, the moon moves into Gemini. That Gemini moon will trine Pluto, will sextile Mars, and oppose Mercury. Here's the deal. It's Friday the 13th, so let's be all in it. And in the midst of Mercury retrograde, you still have opportunities to create from your expressions, right? So on Friday the 13th, you may be surprised by your capacity to say, journal something, to write something, or to draft an up level in your own experiential narrative, right? So witness how quickly the changes in your 3D reality follow once your narrative shifts. Remember that you are magic, and how and whether you choose to claim that is always up to you, especially on a day like Friday the 13th, which is all about your power, right? Beautiful. On Saturday the 14th, we have the moon in Gemini will trine Venus, will square Saturn, and will conjunct Jupiter, and then will sextile Chiron. Your mind moves very fast on Saturday. If you can't keep up, here's the thing. Don't try. Don't try to keep up if you can't. This might be a great day to relax, to do some work at your home or on your concept of home, right? And remember, when we're talking about Venus involvement, we're talking about what home looks like, smells like, tastes like, sounds like, always and only for you, right? Okay. So just make sure that you're focusing on your own selfness, right? And open up to the places where life has that capacity to ease, and then allow them to amplify, right? Saturday has the capacity to be a beautiful day if you allow it. On Sunday the 15th, our very first aspect of the day is a full moon. At 3:02 a.m. Central Time, that Gemini moon will oppose the Sagittarius sun. Full moon at 23 degrees Gemini, right? The moon will also square Neptune. The sun will quincunx Uranus. The moon moves into Cancer in the afternoon, and then that Cancer moon quincunxes Pluto, and then in the late afternoon, almost 3 p.m. Central, Mercury moves direct at 6 degrees of Sagittarius. So listen, Mercury moves direct, and we have a full moon in Gemini. Let's really pay attention to that, because what happens is that full moon is showing you with great clarity all of the lessons that you've been observing, right, through this Mercury retrograde. All of those lessons come into the light of this full moon. So the ease of which those subsequent changes are available might surprise you. Again, this is a big theme. You have been working on these shifts and changes, on these awarenesses, and now what happens is that integration can happen very deeply, very quickly. So if you are allowing that healing to sink in, you're in the bonus round, right? The new expression, the capacity for new expression that you've uncovered can create an entirely new way to experience life on every level. So there is a lot of power available this week. If you've been doing the work, it will be even easier for you to reap the rewards. Let's get into it. For Monday, we have, oh, the light is so bad, the 5 of Wands and the 7 of Cups. Okay, so we're talking about the ways that you block yourself and the options available to you, right? So if we're talking about those old memories that come in, we want to make sure that we're witnessing the potential in those in those opportunities, the lessons, right? What is this showing me versus how is this holding me back? You get to make that choice, right? The perspective is 100% yours. If you can welcome them as opportunities. And remember, you have all of this potential. If you use that potential to block yourself, well, then you're using that potential to block yourself. You can do that, but why would you choose it, right? Witness your growth. Witness how much growth you have available. On Tuesday, we have Temperance and the King of Swords. This is beautiful. We talk about how shift and change comes when we add our experience to our knowledge, right? Shift and change can happen in an instant. This is our theme this week, right? So if you have a lot of knowledge available, and with the King of Swords, you absolutely do. You have tons of discernment. You have tons of capacity to use your mental clarity, to use your intellect and the things that you know, but you have to synthesize them with your experience, especially in this Sagittarius season, right? Sagittarius is immersion learning. Sagittarius is we learn by doing. And so if you have all of this theoretical knowledge and you have nothing with which to put it on a backdrop and create that synthesis into wisdom, you're lacking, right? Remember, you are fluid, you are dynamic, and the way that you learn is to be in it, right? We can't just learn by looking out the window. Well, you can learn things by looking out the window, but you can't synthesize them into your wisdom. You can only know, not experience. On Wednesday, the 19th, we have the 6 of Cups and the 10 of Wands, right? We talked about feeling ground to a halt. Absolutely. So how can you choose to be in your highest and best in that experience, right? What you know what you need to put down, you know what you need to stop. How do you get back there? Well, here's the deal. Remind yourself that you are dynamic and that you're choosing in every moment. You're choosing what you're hauling around. And if you're hauling it all, well, there's very little room to be in experience in this moment, no matter what you're looking for, right? No matter whether this is that place of unconditional love, or whether it's something harkening back to this experience, this old experience that came back in, right? There's a beautiful way to process it. You're going to either carry it as baggage or choose to maintain the lesson, the learning, the delicacy of the lesson, right? That kind of is written around the edge. You don't have to carry the weight of it all. You just have to carry the lesson, because that's really the important part. Tuck it in your pocket. You can go anywhere. On Thursday, you have the 9 of Wands and the Page of Swords. So look, go back here, figure out what it is that you're at the edge about, right? This page is bringing you in new ideas, new ways to witness the things that are heavy. So mind your engagement, right? You're choosing how to square up not only in your external life, but in your internal life too. You have new ideas that are going to shift and change the way that you want to step into the experience you're choosing to have. So if you can remember that when you fall short of what you want to do, stop, lean back to, well, okay, what is it that I am doing? Right? Not what I should have done, what I could have done, what I might have done, what I would have done. You can only be in what you are doing, right? You can only be in this point of contact right now. So you can learn from those experiences, but if you choose to carry them around, they will weigh you down. And you have to carry those. So why? Why would you do that? Ask yourself why you're choosing it, right? Allow the new information to come in and enlighten what it is that you're choosing right now. On Friday, the 13th, you have the 7 of Wands. You've got a lot of wands going on this week. And the King here. Okay, so the 7 of Wands is kind of this place of this point of conflict, right? Where am I in my own way? Where am I defending the things that I'm hauling around, right? Maybe I don't want to haul them around. Maybe I don't want to argue with it, but I feel like I have to. Well, actually, do you, right? If you're really focusing on what it is that you want to be inspired by, what it is you want your life to be in terms of how you're living passionately, how you're living from that place that gives you the juice of your life, right? You don't have to defend it. You don't have to defend it to anyone, much less yourself. So you're either in alignment, right? Or you're not. So if you need to redraft what it is that you're doing so that you can up level, go ahead, right? You're the one that's in control of your narrative. And so witness that the minute you put down this torch, everything falls into place, right? You don't have to defend what you're here to do. You just have to do it. So keep that in mind. Keep it in mind. On Saturday, the 14th, we've got the Empress and the Knight of Cups. Yay, right? If your mind is moving quickly today, right, trying to be in it to win it, just understand that it doesn't matter how fast you're moving, right? What matters is how deeply you're planting those seeds. Focus on yourself. Where is your heart, right? We've been doing a lot of kind of top heavy work early in this week about what we're talking about as our point of immersion, but you're also needing to feel where that point of immersion is. So on Saturday the 14th, this is about really understanding that your heart is the place where you're resourcing, right? Not your brain. Your brain asks you to do a lot of mental gymnastics, but again, it's really about where you're focused, where you're fixing yourself, and from where you're choosing to create. If this is your heart and soul, then the universe already has your back, and you don't have to do this dance up in the air about, oh, what am I thinking here? What am I believing here? If you're living from your heart, all of these options are in the same place, right? All of these options are in the same place. They're where you're synthesizing, not where your brain is trying to place them, right? You don't have to find this place on the shelf and put them in the box and make that justification or rationalization. You already feel it, and that's your point of power. So make sure that you're really focusing on where your home space is, and then just allow that to amplify, right? You've already got it. It's already yours, right? You don't have to ask for it over and over again. You don't have to reorganize it. You don't have to take it out, look at it, and figure it out again. It's already there if you're going by what you feel, right? On Sunday, the 15th, you have the Page of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles. Again, another Page of Swords, and then this Knight of Pentacles. We are not trying to win a race, right? We're trying to live deeply in the moment. This is that day of the full moon, right? This is that day of Mercury direct. So there is clarity here. And the clarity that is available to you is exactly in proportion to the motion you're capable of. So if you can witness your subsequent changes as, it's okay, I'm going in the right direction. I have the right idea. I'm moving in the correct direction. I'm following exactly the right trajectory. And that's all I can do. I don't have to do anything else, right? These capacities are already there. You're going in the right direction. You have to remember that. There's no shoulda, coulda, woulda. There's only what is, right? We get preloading. Again, we're talking this week a lot about digging up and witnessing the way that we choose to be in the moment. Well, you know, those are true things. We have a full moon. We've got Mercury going direct. We've got the moon rolling through the North Node this week. We've got a lot of brilliant energy available. The work that you've been doing is creating where you are, right? And where you are is creating that next level. So just witness it all. We have the Coyote. Fascinating. Fascinating card. Let's see what his message is. Can you see him? He's really cool. I'll put him here so you can see him. That light is bright. Sorry. All right. The essence of the coyote is the symbol of the sacred trickster, the one who provides detours for growth and understanding by ensuring that things don't go as planned. That's right. We're seeing this all week, right? The places where we've had the most challenge are the places where we have the most opportunity, right? The coyote brings the energy of divine deception to set you free from the shackles of that which doesn't serve you. Sometimes it appears you'll get everything you want, only to find that the coyote brings you the opposite of what you've hoped for. Think about this, right? A full moon is the moon opposing the sun, right? That's a brilliant opportunity because everything is available in between it. Okay. The lessons offered by coyote may at first appear confusing, but they are the most sacred and always for your highest good, right? Everything is always for your highest good. The invitation, if coyote calls to you, this is a time to pay special attention to the detours and disappointments. That's what we talked about early this week, as they are the true tests of faith. If you have set your intentions and turned them over to the Great Spirit, you may find yourself lost and confused when it appears you're being led off course, off the path leading to your most cherished dreams and desires. Remember this, coyote is the sacred trickster and may be leading you into challenges to ensure that you're ready to handle what you've set in motion. Great growth and understanding come to you when coyote calls your name. We talked about this as well, right? No matter how painful these things that pop up into your consciousness are, they're coming for a reason, right? They're coming for a reason. Let them show you. And if you don't believe it in that moment, give it some room to expand and come into the full awareness, right? The medicine. Are you being seduced by what you think you desire? Could it be that the more superficial, sparkly, shiny aspects of your ambition led you to this moment, right? Perhaps you feel that in order to get what you desire, you have to compromise yourself, control others, or manipulate situations to ensure your goal is met. Coyote howls in the shadows to remind you that this may be a lesson too painful to learn. Beware the shallow waters right now. Something or someone might be pretending to be deep, but that doesn't make it so, no matter how seductive their superficial traits or how beautiful or sparkly they appear. All that glitters will not turn up gold, no matter how many wishes you need to make to change that. So here's the deal. We have to take what is as the synthesis of what we're learning, right? We can't shoulda, coulda, woulda ourselves. We can't step out and try to witness it as it should have been, could have been, might have been. No, we can only see what is, right? We can only be on this path. You have loaded yourself to be exactly where you are. The energy is asking you, what are the seeds that you have planted? What have you been watering? And how have you gotten yourself here? Find out. This is all about you. The story you're telling is the story of you. And the only way you can shift and change it is to do that work and change yourself, right? Let this full moon illuminate the ways you're expressing you in this moment. And you will not be sorry by the progress you're making, right? All right, guys. Good luck. Be blessed. And I'll see you next time. You've got this.